Did we hear that? Listen, it brings tears into my eyes every time I visit this issue. My brother, Kwame Nkrumah made it clear the independence of Ghana is meaningless until we link it up with the total liberation of the whole of Africa. That is correct. He said from today, we are an independent nation. Let's put it in our mind. Independent. Number two, he said, we must all come together and from
other four Ghana Yaman Pina or Dikai. Also, for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah during the Independence Day celebration speech. No, or can send be na assemble could be a okaya. Ye move be na yen pay attention to it no and Black Rasta of Black Empire Media at churches and sim no. Or can send be the prosperity of Ghana. Kwaya Ghana ye be faso. I beat me edi. Kwaya Ghana ye beat me a faso. Ama ye who say yes, Ghana ye totally independent. Other four Black Rasta church mo. Though meaning say Independence Day celebration speech that Dr. Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ye be several times, but that hidden secret no or that hidden part no yente na ye tekura na ye fa na tra so me person be come no ni akoti said ye Black Rasta as ya church sansem no a breaking it down. Aha, Zinga TV.
Yes, the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. Now here we don't criticize, and if we must criticize just on one condition, we would only criticize to build and not to destroy. Ghana's only secret to prosperity, according to Kwame Nkrumah. Hey, this is deep. Ghana's only secret to prosperity, according to Kwame Nkrumah, and Ghana's, remember to bring an apostrophe before the S. Ghana's secret to prosperity, according to Kwame Nkrumah. Who is this man called Kwame Nkrumah? Who is the gentleman called Kwame Nkrumah? Now this is the very handsome face of the first president of Ghana, the selfless president who lived and died without stealing a single penny from this beautiful country called Ghana. A luminary, a visionary, in fact, a poignant character of patriotism. This is Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, Kwame Nkrumah. He was born in 1909. September of 1909. We are told the 21st of September 1909. For some time now it's been disputed. But this is Kwame Nkrumah. He was the first to get us independence south of the Sahara amongst all those countries. He stood firm and fought against colonialism. This is Kwame Nkrumah. One of the most patriotic Africans this beautiful continent ever gave us. If we mean to talk about Kwame Nkrumah, we will need another century of talk in order to finish. He went to school right there in Ghana. And outside Ghana, he met with great minds. All he was thinking about was the independence of this nation. And when he got the opportunity to return home, he took it instantly, came down to join the UGCC, the United Gold Coast Convention. He worked very hard as the General Secretary. He went into the hinterlands, gathered all Ghanaians in the hinterlands, and spoke to them the message of independence and patriotism. In no time, he became more popular than any single soul in the Gold Coast. And they simply called him Kwame Nkrumah Showboy, because he was a man who could convince almost any crowd. He broke away from the UGCC when they had some inner wranglings where he smelled some kind of jealousy and envy. And when he stepped out, he even became bigger. He got the youngsters to come and rally behind him. The women were more than just interested in supporting this great guy. In fact, they bought him houses, and he lived in none of them. One good example is the Pediasi Lodge that we have today. A very plush mansion. The market women in Accra came together to buy that for Kwame Nkrumah, but he decided to donate it to the nation. My brother, my sister, that was what he did. He was not interested in any personal gain. Almost everything that they gave to him, he gave back to the state. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He got us independence on the 6th of March 1957, and at the old polo grounds, when he stood and declared the independence of this nation, his voice was full of passion. The people who had fought him and did not want him to be the leader of our independence, today are all coming together, claiming that they should also be credited with the independence of the nation. So they have a certain fake group called the Big Six. There was only a big one. My brother, my sister, Kwame Nkrumah, the champion of Pan-Africanism, the champion of our independence. In fact, they decided to push him out for running too fast, more than his legs could carry. And he went solo, got a few other people, and boom, we got our independence that day. But that day, when he proclaimed the independence, he gave us a golden key to the secret of our prosperity in this country. How many people saw the golden key? What did Kwame Nkrumah say that has eluded us all this while? And it looks like all our visionaries are all of a sudden becoming visionless. Visionless. It has taken me time, my brother, my sister, to find this golden key. Today, in the interest of God and country, we are going to reveal that golden key. Listen to the independence speech. It's just a couple of minutes. And listen to what Kwame Nkrumah said. And you would understand why Ghana is where it is right now. When we return, we will be talking more. Watch this.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. And yet again, I want to take the opportunity to thank the chiefs and people of this country, the youth, the farmers, the women, who have so nobly fought and won this battle. Also, I want to thank the valiant ex-servicemen who have so cooperated with me in this mighty task of freeing our country from foreign rule and imperialism. And as I pointed out At our party conference at Sorbonne, I made it quite clear that from now on today, we must change our attitudes, our minds. We must realize that from now on, we are no more a colonial, but a free and independent people. But also, as I pointed out, that also entails hard work. I am depending upon the millions of the country, the chiefs and people, to help me to reshape the destiny of this country. We are prepared to build it up and make it a nation that will be respected by every other nation in the world.
Did we hear that? Listen, it brings tears into my eyes every time I visit this issue. My brother, Kwame Nkrumah made it clear the independence of Ghana is meaningless until we link it up with the total liberation of the whole of Africa. That is correct. He said from today, we are an independent nation. Let's put it in our mind. Independent. Number two, he said, we must all come together and from now, we must change our attitudes and our mindset. Are you not crying? If you are not crying, then you haven't understood the message I'm talking about. He said, we must change our attitudes and change our mindset. Oh, my brethren. That's what he said. He didn't end there. He said, please, Ghana, come and help me so that what? We will reset the whole country and make it one of the most enviable in the whole world. I'm crying. Reset the whole country to make it one of the most enviable nations of the world. Nkrumah talked about our independence, yes. He said we are independent. But independence is not just an independence of a national flag and a national anthem. It's an independence of the mind. Oh, Jesus. Independence of the mind. We must change our attitudes and also change our what? Mindset. That's where the independence is. The independence is not walking on the street anyhow without anyone accosting you. The independence is in the mind. So let us change our attitudes and also change, in fact, our mindset. And he went ahead to use the word reset. Let us reset this nation. My brother, have we changed our mindset? Have our attitudes changed? Are we helping government to reset the nation? No, we are not. That's the golden key to the prosperity of Ghana. Thank you, Kwame Nkrumah. He realized we were so excited about the independence of this nation. On Independence Day, he stood in front of us and told us, hey, this independence would be a Mickey Mouse independence if we do not change our attitudes and our mindset. Let's all come together so we can reset this nation to make it one of the most enviable nations of the world. My brother. That's what Kwame Nkrumah said. Today, I go on CNN. I watch BBC. And I realize that the textile industry that was ably set up by Kwame Nkrumah has collapsed. Ghana, if you didn't know, is the biggest country in the world that imports brunyi wewu. The whole world, from America all the way to Japan, Korea, Afghanistan, Togo, Benin, Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana is on top. We, only about 30 million people, my brother, we import more broniwewu used clothes into our country more than any other country in the world. 14 to 15 million tons, my brother. And the sad thing is that we are only able to use a little percentage of all this. Can I tell you more? We are only able to use about 20% or even less. That means when we go to pick the broniwewu, we don't even take our time to see what is in there. We carry all the baller. When we bring here, we realize that only 4 trousers out of the 4,000 trousers in the bale we brought could be used. So what becomes of the rest? We throw them away. So we are importing baller. We are a baller nation. Baller, 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 baller nation. That is who we are. That is what we are, brethren. Baller nation. A nation that was one of the first to start a textile industry. Today, when you wear what I wear, they see you as Kolo. When you wear what I wear, even the beast that I wear, they consider you a fetish person. But when you wear what the dead white man wore, yes, you are en vogue. You are fashionable. You are trendy. So our textile industry died a premature death. And we are now going to the white man's land and collecting his load, his baller. The way baller is expensive. Baller management is very expensive. That's why Zoom Lion is making all the money. We killed the dream of Kwame Nkrumah, the industry. I'll show you a little documentary. It's only about a couple of minutes. Look at how we are suffering because of broniwewu. Kaya people are dying. They are carrying so much weight on their heads because they want to make money, to and fro, running, and they break their necks and they die according to research. Watch this.
Accra, Ghana, home to the world's largest second-hand clothing market. I want you to listen to this. The scale is staggering. 15 million garments arrive every week, and around 40% are immediately discarded because they are low quality or damaged or simply unsellable. The evidence is literal, physical, and undeniable.
So there's a human impact, and that extends to the people who ultimately carry the burden of this broken business model, because this clothing is not given out for free. It's very expensive. So retailers in Kantamanto are spending $200 to $700 per bale, and they cannot sell things, and they're going into debt. And ultimately, it's young women called kayaye. It's a term that means she who carries the burden. In Kantamanto, bales are head carried by young women. These women can be as young as 6 years old. Typically, if they're carrying bales, they're 14 to 35. The bales weigh 55 kilograms. That's their entire body weight or more. They carry it for a minimum of 1 kilometer, sometimes 10 trips a day, because they make very little money. We found that after just 2 months of doing this work, there's irreversible harm to their spinal column. It impacts their ability to have children, and it can be fatal because eventually their necks can break under the weight of these bales. This year alone, we know 3 women who have died in this way in the market.
Oh, your P, uncle. You heard it. Kaya would carry the bales sometimes for about a kilometer. And they have to do this about 10 times in order to make money. How much are they paid? And after that, they damage their spinal cords. They are unable to have children. Some of them fall ill and they die. And instead of finding a way to have some kind of mobile machinery that can be used to carry the load around, we rather came and built a hostel for Kayaye to come and live in it and go and carry more load. Where is the vision? Bawumia went there and promised the Kayaye that, you know what, we will help you to carry more weight and break your spinal cords. We will build you a hostel where you can have a good shower and you can now come out looking fresh and carry more load. We are cosmetizing our problems. We are putting powder and pancake powder on our sore when we should be putting antibiotics. And that was a campaign promise. Let us build a hostel for Kayaye. They would go and carry left, right, and center, and a lot of these Kayaye people are coming from the northern region where Bawumia comes from. Do they know that this Kayaye business has recorded fatalities, the rape, and so on and so forth? Are we worried about this? The textile industry is dead. They have not made it attractive enough for the younger generation to even appreciate wearing African prints. All the modeling you see, the runway, whatever they call it, my brother, they wear Gucci and Gabbana, VL, and so on and so forth. I don't know them because I don't use them. Now that they have killed the textile industry, they are killing our young girls called Kayaye. And they are importing Bola. And we have to pay waste management companies.
Please subscribe to Azinga TV.
Do you know how much we're paying Zoom Lion? My brother, my sister, Nkrumah said, let's change our attitudes. After changing the attitudes, let us change the mindset. That as for us, we were born poor. As for us, the poorer you are, the holier. Change that mindset. Finally, he said, let us help government to reset the nation. That's where Muhammad took his reset agenda from. That's where he took the reset. And I'm glad. Because he wants to follow the Nkrumah road. But are they talking about changing our attitudes? Changing our mindsets? No, I don't see anybody talking about it. It's economy, economy, economy. They don't care how the money comes in for the resetting agenda. But the resetting agenda goes beyond the economy. The economy must start from the head. You can build all the roads in the world in Ghana. Once the mindset is wrong, we will dig the roads for Galamsey. You can bring all the pipe-borne water from the world into the country. Once the mindset is wrong, we shall still stand pipes, melt the metal, and sell to Chinese to go and make spoons and axes for us to go and dig for Galamsey. After that, we eat. Nobody is talking about the mindset. Nobody is talking about the changing of the mindset, the attitude. Still, the average Ghanaian believes that Abane Juma Wanswa Ochu government work. No, it's not. The government is not your father. If the government is not your father, is it your enemy? What kind of mentality is that? And these are the same people, they travel abroad, and because the place is already reset, they fit in. And in no time, their minds change. Sadly, the day they return to the country, they get back into the unfixed reset agenda. Do we have a ministry of resetting the mindset? That's supposed to be patriotism. And I keep talking about this on and on, and no government in Ghana would succeed without a patriotism ministry. It doesn't have to be a ministry of patriotism, but we must have a ministry, as the Christians call it, an agenda, not an office. We must have a certain kind of agenda to reset the minds of our people. How do you do that? Through patriotism, like Nkrumah did. Nkrumah was so wise, my brother. He had the young pioneers, and the young pioneers had codes of ethics. No young pioneer would arrive late at any event. You must arrive at least 15 minutes to time. No young pioneer releases his country's secret to any nation. Every young pioneer knew that his nation was first and the best. And Nkrumah was sent from heaven to rule and to guide us. Today, do we have young pioneers? No, we don't have them. We have young thieves doing sakawa and taking red. Do we have young pioneers today? No, we have young and old thieves who are looting. They don't see the government as part of them. They don't feel a part of the nation. Okay, so Ghana dear. Now Ghana is they are looking for visas to fly out. And when they steal our money, they all run outside. Like Kenoforiata and the rest allegedly have done. They are looking for visas. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. I know I've woken up the spirit of Nkrumah and it's crying. I'm telling you, brethren. Now, former President J.A. Kufuor came out a couple of days ago and told us something that rocked the boats. Today, Ghanaians still believe that the end justifies the means. Something that was thrown away from 2 BC. We still believe that the end justifies the means. We don't care how we make our money. We worship rich men and we don't care how they make their money. Thieves. So, Ghana's 100 most achievers. Then they mention some nyati girls and boys with no common sense, that they are the most achievers because they have a big bank account. Nobody cares how that money was made. Is that an achiever? Well, Kufuor says we have to start investigating lifestyles. Watch this. He said we must investigate lifestyles now. How did he put it? And it's published on Ghana Web, my brethren. He made it clear. He said, when we all of a sudden see a man drive a Benz, drive a Maybach, drive a Ferrari, that means that he has moved from one point to the other. We are happy for him. But can we get him explain? This happens in Britain. It happens in China. It happens in Japan. When we do it here, they will tell us that we are agents of Satan. We are jealous of people's uprising. Am I right? That's what they will tell us. Come here. Come here. We don't care. Musicians claim that they are making money. All they are doing is make friends with thieves. And they'll pass money through their accounts. They sit down and tell you, I got money, Obi, I got money. What money? You're a senior thief. What money? Money laundering has become the order of the day. They don't care. That is why Galamsey has become the order of the day. Pastors are becoming money launderers. Thieves are passing money through the churches. How would the thief come and follow God then if his pastor is accepting stolen money from his criminal activities? Kufuor says, we have to start investigating lifestyles. Many other of citizenry have also said that people like Dr. Sledge, we would like to know how they made their money. Did they make it good? Oh yes, sold this, sold that, sold that. Oh good, congratulations, give them awards. They are achievers. But it doesn't end there. When they rise from that point, we still have to investigate. We still have to investigate. My brother, my sister, investigate and see exactly how they rose to that level. We want to know. Lifestyle, we need to check out that. Today, even in our own homes, a young girl goes out there, 17 years, 16 years. She comes home with an iPhone. Mother doesn't care. You know what she would ask? You have to try and get me one for myself. They are not interested in how these people got the iPhone. In my days when I was growing up, my father would let me sit down. I will even sit. He will ask, where from this, before you even enter the house. He kept telling us, when we see people's money outside, don't take that. It's thieves who do that. So that you won't go and steal somebody's money and come and say, oh, I saw it on the floor and I took it. No, don't take money from the floor. And if you happen to see money on the floor, then spend the money before you reach home, because you'll be tripped. Today, my brother, my sister, patriotism, loving our nation, nobody is interested in that. And it doesn't look like there's any government right now in the South region that is really interested in patriotism. Talking actively about patriotism, loving our nation, like Nkrumah did with the young pioneers. Today we are doing that with the office of the patriot, where our slogan is our country, and they respond, or nothing. And we say it in French, notre pays, and they respond, ou rien. We took the idea from Sankara in the days of Burkina Faso, from the Upper Volta, when he said, notre pays ou mort. Le pays ou mort. The country or death. That was how radical Sankara was. Love your country or die loving it. Well, Ghana's only secret to prosperity, according to Kwame Nkrumah, he told us on the day of independence. My brother, my sister, he said, 1, let's change our attitudes. 2, change our mindset. 3, help the central government to reset the nation so that it becomes one of the most enviable nations of the world, not Africa. Is the Black Ports, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power.
Thank you so much for watching. Kindly don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay safe till we meet in the next one. I love you, and it's bye for now.